Hey everyone, welcome to Bobini Creates. My name is Jeannie, and in today's video I thought we could work on a whip, this time in Winglings Special. And this one, this is one that I'm doing a buddy color with my friend Colorist over on Instagram. She's already completed hers and she did such a good job on it. I'm really excited to share her page with you when when I do my completed pages. But in the meantime, I thought we could go ahead and work on this one. This color palette was inspired by Joanna Stone's color palettes. Now she has quite a lot of different color palette books that you can choose from to purchase over on Amazon, but she had gifted me her digital library and I have been enjoying that so much. There's just so much inspiration in that. It's kind of cool that she names them logically, in my opinion. Kind of fun names, like for example, this came from the Spooky palette and I chose Moonlit Graveyard. And she will give you an inspiration image along with the palette and the complementary colors. And so that's what I did here for the most part. I mean, I maybe strayed a little bit. I saw this cardinal in here and I just couldn't not color him red. So, but for the most part, I tried to stick with it. But so far, we have washi tape for the background, for the border rather. I've got acrylic paint and a paintbrush for this black background and the branches. And then I'm trying to think here, other than that, oh, I did start off with the Ohuhu alcohol markers, the flesh tone uh, set of markers, and I based her with that, and then I went over that with Prisma to kind of just shade and whatnot. The rest of it is all Prismacolor so far. And so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. What I thought would be really fun was to add maybe some either Sparkle Pop or Crazy Pop to this. In my mind, what this is, you can see all the normal animals here, like that could be any sort of forest scene, but obviously she and the dragon are otherworldly. So in my mind, they came out of this portal, and I don't know if that's what Jasmine Beckett Griffith's inspiration was or not, but that's kind of where I'm coming from. What I thought I'd do, I went ahead and swatched these out here, and I thought maybe I would just do the portal bit sparkly and these two creatures, the little girl dragonling and the little baby here, and kind of make them a little bit magical. So let's see what might match here. So what I'm thinking is outlining the black here. Let me look at my, it's a hard decision here. Maybe I want to go with something like that blue here. Let me see if I can dig that out. So that was a Sparkle Pop. Yep. So it should be this one right here. I don't have these numbered like I usually do. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that. And sorry while I move my book, it's just kind of the way I have to do it. But let's just see if we can't go around this edge here a little bit and make that kind of stand out a little bit. So what I did, if you guys are wondering if I decided to keep the super golden markers, I told you in a recent video that I had purchased those and I really loved them, but what I didn't like is that I had 4 of the, whatever it was, 24 that were dried up, and I just didn't love that. It just kind of bugged me. So yeah, so anyway, I decided that I would return those. So I did, and I got these Crazy Pop and Super Pop combination instead. Totally different product, but I knew I would enjoy these. I used to have the Sparkle Pop a while ago, and so it was about time that I kind of restocked up on those, so I did. And I may at some point go back in and do the repurchasing of the super golden marker, but right now I just can't bring myself to do it. I was so annoyed by that. But anyway, I like this. It seems like it just gives it a little bit of magic, don't you think? And I'm maybe not doing the neatest job, but I'm okay with it. So far. So far so good. And pardon me again, I'm gonna move this again. So I hope everything is going well for you guys. Let's see, it seems like I've gone to a lot of movies lately, which has been an awful lot of fun. And some good, some not so good. Sadly, the not so good was what I picked out, so don't trust me to pick out your movies for you because apparently I'm not very good at it. Okay, I think I'll leave that. You know what I think I do want to, I think I do want to go on the inside of this as well, just because I do. Okay. There we go. I think that's going to look kind of fun. Okay. What do you think? I like it. Okay, so we'll do that. And then I think on the inside here, I want to go lighter. Let me think about that. So that's kind of a, like a green blue. Maybe I can do, let's see here. I think I'm gonna do here. Let me move over here. I've got, and I mean, I've got other glitter marker or glitter pens, but I thought it would be just really fun to use these and sparkly. Let's see here. That one right there, the Crazy Pop, I think, with the green tip. So Crazy Pop, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think that's gonna be kind of fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna use a lot of her color palettes for the month. I've had so much fun going through those, and they've really sparked a lot of different ideas. And I mean, I realize there's all different ways that you can get a color palette, for your coloring, or just go with your gut instinct. But there's something about these ones that have really inspired me and made me think in a different sort of direction. And I'm happy for that. I love getting inspiration from wherever I can. So many creative people out there, I'll tell you. And that's what's cool about this community is just lots and lots, no shortage of that, right? Okay, I'm liking that. I don't know. What do we think? That's fun. All right. Wish I was one of those that could color for you with the picture straight up and down, but it's just never been me, and I'm not trying to teach myself that anytime soon. There we go. Okay, I'm liking that. And then let's see here. I could do something with the branches, but I'm going to hold off on that. Let's see here. I do kind of want to put something in the background. I could do the typical white stars, in there, or splatter background, but I don't want to do that because I feel like it's daylight here, and again, it's that portal. I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe just use some of these, yeah, some of these, and see what happens if I'm just putting some random dots of different sizes. And actually, I could probably come in and do different shapes as well. That might be fun. But for now, let's start off with that. And it also is a nice shine against that flat matte background, I think. Don't you think so? Okay, so we'll just continue with that. Just a little bit of interest, something different. Those are so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love using acrylic paint in pictures. The only thing I'd caution you on is like if it's too big of an area, sometimes it can have sort of an uneven look, or it could look a little heavy is the other thing. So I try not to use that on big stretches, if that makes sense. But like I felt like this was limited enough that it was kind of okay. Okay, so I think I'll do that. And then the other thing I wanted to do, I'll go ahead and insert a picture. I went over on her dress. It actually had little swirls and whatnot. And I knew that I didn't want to color around that. So I just colored over it. And then I thought, you know what, I can just go over that with a pen and kind of create my own design. I don't necessarily have to have the same vine design that she had, but you know, I can try to follow that if I want to. Okay, what do we think for her dress? I'm almost thinking this one. It's got blue and purple, which her hair has sort of that blue slate, you know, look to it, and then of course the purplish here, more of a, what is that? More of a mauve maybe, but that might be a fun combination. So that would be the blue tip in the crazy pop. It's funny because they don't necessarily match the caps with the crazy pops because, well, they're kind of crazy. So, all right. So yeah, I'm just going to go in here and kind of create my own little swirls and whatnot and see if I can't make sort of a fun little pattern on her dress. Hmm. I can see some of it a little bit under here. I don't know if you can, just little hint of it. Hmm. I don't know how good of a job I'm doing on that, but I'm not overly concerned. Honestly, I'm just having fun and I'm good with that. Okay, can you see that? It just adds a little bit of interest. Oh, I got some on my mat. Darn it. I wondered when that was going to start happening. You know, you try to keep all these things so clean, but at some point, because you're using all the different mixed media, it's bound to happen that you get some ink or paint in there. But so far, I've managed to keep it pretty clean. In all fairness, though, when I'm not filming, I put this up and then I've got another mat. Let me just show you real quick, another mat underneath here that is kind of messy. And that's the one that I usually create on. And then, like I said, when I film, I come in here with the nicer mat. Kind of cheat a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah, I can see some of that. Hopefully you can't hear coughing from my family in the background. Everybody I've spoken with lately has been sick or has been trying to get over like a really long lasting sick. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Okay. maybe a little bit here. And a little bit right here. Oh, you know what? And over on her dress as well, maybe. Up here. Okay, I like that. And then I think I want to add a little bit in her hair as well. Let me just look at my, I think on this one I want to go with the silver though. So let me go ahead and choose that. So just because I think it goes best with that sort of slate gray. Let's see. Okay, and like usual here, I'm going to go ahead and test that out. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's pretty. And this was her braid here, because I could add a little bit in there. And some of this braid here. It was fun to use the color palette with it. It was a little challenging though, because I wanted to branch out a little bit more, but I tried really hard just to sort of rein it in and stick with her original color. So it's kind of cool. She's got little spots underneath the palettes where you can swatch out your own colors and see what matches, you know, or what's aligned most closely with, you know, what she has on the palette. Okay, let's look at that. I like it. Maybe a little bit in here that are not, you know, like from start to finish, but maybe just a little bit here and there might be pretty. Okay, let's turn this. I'm going to try really hard not to dip my hand into what I've already, uh, you know, what I already have on the page here that's still damp. Ooh, I like that. Okay, and then I feel like some of that needs to go in the swirls here. I think that would really add some nice interest. So let's go ahead and do that. Very nice. Maybe this one too. See, it looks like that one. Let's just go ahead and start way up here. Now this was interesting here. It wasn't very well defined on the page, so I ended up just, you know, kind of coloring it black and gray a little bit to kind of match her hair. I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be her hair, if that's a cape, or I mean, I suppose it can be anything that I want it to be, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and add some of this as well. I think it'll just sort of break up that area. And maybe right here as well. There we go. And then now that we have that, I kind of want to do that over here also. Let's see, let's start up here again and maybe that's pretty. Okay, liking that an awful lot. Let's see, maybe a little bit here. And here. See, this is what happens is I have too much fun with these little embellishments, doing the little details, and I've got to be careful to kind of rein that back in a little bit. Okay, so I think that's good. Now, I think what I'd really like to do is outline her wing, and I think I may stick with Darn it. I really kind of want the outside of this to be lighter because, you know, this vein here or whatever that is, bit of structure on the wing is lighter, but I could also choose something like that. Let me think about that. I think I'm going to stick with the silver. And again, I'm going to try to be really careful while I'm doing this as to not go over her hair. And yeah, let's just go for it. I like it. Okay, good. And then here. So far just doing those on kind of the outer curve of, I don't know what that is. Is that a bone or, you know, some sort of structure anyway. So I'm just doing that on the curved part of it. And let's do the same thing over here. And then again here. I like it. Okay, and then let me hold it up like this. Very pretty. Okay, then I also want to come in here and add a little bit to the sky, and I'm not sure what I want to do there. It may have to be maybe going back to that green again. Let me look at my sheet. So that would be the crazy pop green tip. Let's see, that's sparkle pop, not that one. So it would be this one. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, because I'm not trying to really get stars per se. I don't know what these are. These are little magical bits of some sort. Going over the ones that are already here, but also I may come in and just add a little bit of extra dots as well. Yeah, I think I like the look of that better. Cute. Okay, and one more time I'm gonna move this so I don't don't put my hand in anything that's wet. Okay. And now one more time, let's take a look at it like this. I really like it. Very cute. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so I think we'll call that good for now. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on my next video. Bye now.